would start off with a few of my drugstore ones. This one here is the Models Prefer highlighter, and you can purchase this one from Priceline in Australia, and this is in the shade Glitz and Glamour. As you can see, it's like a more pink toned highlighter. It's got the 4 little squares, so you've got a really dark pink one, which I would never use. You could probably use that one as like a blush topper. It's kind of like a duo chrome kind of one. And you've got a darker bronze, a lighter like pinky shade, and like a champagne up the top. As you can kind of tell, I dip into the top colour the most. I don't really swirl them together. I tend to just use that shade. This one is really cheap from Models Prefer. I can't remember how much it is. Sorry, I should have looked that up before I did the video. But it's from Priceline, so it's really affordable. I find that this one actually looks really nice on the cheeks. It's not glittery or chunky or anything like that. I don't reach for it that often because I prefer like golds and champagnes, but this is really nice. So that is the top square. It's really soft, it's really pigmented, and that is what it looks like on my hand, if you can see it there. So it's like a pink toned or like a cooler toned champagne. So if you swap them all together, you kind of get a much more like pink shade. I would say that would be good as like a blush topper. For me with fair skin, it will probably be way too dark. Then I have a highlighter from Physicians Formula. This is technically a bronzer, but you can use it as a highlighter. It's the Shimmer Strips in Vegas strip. I bought this one because Kathleen Lights was raving about it. Because this is supposed to be a bronzer, it's a bit darker. I tend to stick to these colours. It's obviously a little gold bronzer. I got mine off iHerb. That is the shade there, just of the 2 top colours. It is a much more gold highlight. It is nice and pigmented, I'd say. It doesn't pick up that well with a brush. It swatches really nicely, but like I said, when you get a brush and stick it in, not much product comes out. So that one there is the shade you get when you swirl them all together. So definitely a lot more of a bronzier colour, good for darker skin tones, but for me personally, because I am so fair, I just use the top 2 colours. This one I have is a Colourpop one. This is the Super Shock Cheek in the shade Lunch Money. I used to have the shade Wisp, but it was a little bit too dark for me because I have such fair skin. So I purchased this one instead. It's not as light as I thought it would be. I've only used it like once or twice. That's what it looks like there. It's kind of like a white gold. And then that is what it looks like on my hand. I find that these 2 are a bit harder to pick up with a brush. You just have to find like a synthetic brush. I find like a small stipple brush works really well with these. I don't reach for it that often because the formula is a bit weird. It's like a cream powder. If you've tried anything from Colourpop, you know what the formula is like. It's just a little bit harder to work with than other just powder highlights that I have. And then the last drugstore one I have is my beloved e.l.f. Baked Blush in the shade Pinktastic. If you have watched any of my videos, you know that I rave about this highlight. It is absolutely amazing. Obviously it is not a blush because it is like a goldy champagne with a little bit of pink marbling. Definitely a highlight, and I've got it on today mixed with another highlight as well, which I will talk about soon. This one to death. This is probably my #1 highlight and my most used. It's definitely champagne with a little bit of pink in it, but it's not super pink. It looks really, really nice on the cheeks. It lasts all day. It's not chunky or glittery. I did try the actual e.l.f. Baked highlighters and I really didn't like them. There was no pigmentation. They're really dry and chalky, whereas these ones are really creamy, smooth, just really nice formula. So if you tried the e.l.f. Baked highlighters and you didn't like them, give this one a go because it is amazing. Next up I have TheBalm's Merry Lou-Manizer. I never know if this is drugstore or like higher end because they did recently start selling it in Target, I think, in Australia, but I don't know, it's always been kind of like higher end prices, so I never know where to include this one, so I'm just going to show it in the middle. So this is TheBalm's Merry Lou-Manizer. People like rave about this highlighter. I don't not like it, but it's not my favourite. Like, I'm never actually wowed by it. I know like people say it's super intense, but on me, because it's so fair and I'm so fair, it's kind of like the colour of my skin, so it doesn't like give me that effect that I want from a highlighter. It still glows and still looks really nice, but it's not as intense as I would like a champagne gold colour. A little bit more gold than champagne, but it's like a lighter white gold. That is a swatch of it there. Hopefully you can see these swatches. As you can see, it kind of blends in, like it's very similar to the colour of my skin. So it is very shimmering, but it doesn't like pop how I like it to. So I think if you're not as fair as me, like if you're anywhere beyond my skin tone, I think this would look really nice. I do understand why a lot of people really like it, but it's personally not my favourite. Next I have the Stila All Over Shimmer Duo in the shade Kitten. So this has 2 highlighters in it. This was the very first highlighter that I ever bought. I've had this one for a while, and it's got like a champagne, like pinky champagne, and then a darker like gold in it. So this one on the left here, or my left, probably your right, is the darker one on its own. The one in the middle is the lighter one on its own, and then that is them mixed together. Not a very like intense highlighter, it's definitely a bit more natural, a little bit more glittery. I would say highlighters these days have definitely stepped their game up, because I know that this is an older product. Like, it was one of the original highlighters out there before highlighting was really a thing. It's not super pigmented, I would say. It's more of a natural highlight, but it is really smooth, really buttery formula. And I do still wear this one from time to time, but I do just have other ones that have overtaken my love in the highlighter world. Moving on to my MAC highlighters, I have 3 altogether. So the first one I have is the Mineralised Skin Finish in Lightscapade. This is my newest addition to my highlight collection. I got this one about a week ago. This one is definitely more of a cool toned, white, silvery highlight, so it looks a little bit crazy in the pan. As you can see, it's like marbled all different colours. That is its swatch. It is definitely a lot more of a natural highlight. It's not intense. You can mix it with Fix Plus if you want it more intense, but I personally use this one as like a mixing highlight to lighten up other highlights. It's a perfect one if you're not really into like the BAM, like out there highlighters. This one is a really good natural one. Next one I have is an oldie but a goodie. This is my second highlighter that I ever got. My first one from MAC, and it is Soft and Gentle, which everyone pretty much used to rave about on YouTube. It was like the highlighter. It's a really nice like rose gold shade. I'm not sure if I said, but these are the Mineralized skin finishes. They are really nice. You get so much product, so they last forever, and they last really nice on the skin. They go on really nice. They're not glittery or chunky. They're really smooth, and they look really nice on the skin. Definitely made a little bit of a dent in this one, but it's gonna last me forever. I like to mix the Lightscapade with this one to lighten it up a little bit, or this on its own is really, really nice. I don't own any other highlighters that are like this colour. And then that is a swatch of it. So it's not super light, but it's not too dark. Like, I'm pretty fair and I can wear it, so I'd say this would work on a lot of different skin tones, and it is amazing. If you mix this with Fix Plus, it like shines like the sun on your face. It is amazing, and I just really like the tone of this one. It's not too gold, it's not too pinky, it's somewhere just in the middle, and it lasts all day on my skin, and I always get people asking me what highlight I'm wearing when I wear this one. And my last MAC highlighter is one of their new edition. It's the Extra Dimension Skin Finish in Double Gleam. It came out in the collection with all of their other like duochrome ones, but I felt like none of the other ones would suit my skin tone because I am so fair. Like, they were just way too dark for me. Oh, my foot's gone numb. I tried the one that was like pink with a gold shift, and I did like it, but I felt like it was a little bit too dark, so this is the one that I went for. It's also the most natural one, but I really, really like it. It's the one I have on my cheeks right now mixed with the e.l.f. highlighter. That is what it looks like on my hands. So it is kind of like a silver. It kind of has silver and gold in it, so it's a little bit cooler toned, but gold. Not gold, but it's kind of like a silver champagne, but it's not too cool tone, which I really like. I think it looks amazing on fair skin, or it would be a really good highlighter to mix with other ones to lighten it up as well. So I have a highlighter, hopefully I'm not blinding you, from Jouer. This one is in the shade Rose Quartz. I did also order citrine with this one, but it arrived like completely shattered. So I have kept it, but I need to get alcohol so that I can press it back down. So I haven't actually used it. It's been like sitting in the corner of my room for like 6 months, so I really need to get alcohol so I can press it, because it looks amazing in all the swatches and everything that I've seen. But I do have the Rose Quartz as well, and I purchased this one because I didn't have any like more pink toned highlighters. As you can see, I tend to go for like the champagne white gold kind of colours, so I thought this was something different that I didn't own already. The formula of these is super soft, they're super creamy. I think they're definitely a formula that has a tendency to break, so you have to kind of be careful with them. I probably wouldn't travel with them. So it's a really, really nice light pink with kind of like a champagne reflection, but it's definitely more pink toned. It looks really nice on my skin tone. It's not as intense because it's not super light, but it still gives me a really nice reflection and looks pretty intense. The last highlight I have is the Becca, well, I've got the split pan, but it's the Becca and Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop. That is what it looks like there. It's definitely a more peachy champagne gold colour. It is a little bit too dark for my skin tone. I can pull it off. But it's not my favourite highlighter. Sometimes I put it on and I find it to be a little bit glittery. A lot of people like absolutely are obsessed with Champagne Pop. It's not my favourite. It's good if you have like light to maybe darker skin tones, but for super fair people, I just don't think the colour is that great. That is all of my highlights. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments below what your favourite highlight is, because I'm always on the lookout for new highlighters. It's like my new obsession. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.